So to those people just arriving, I was just saying that Vijayamala isn't available this evening. So I'm covering. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay, good. So, where are my notes? Yes, so I wanted to steal something from Judd Brewer that I've been kind of reading recently for this evening's meditation. So Judd Brewer, for those of you who haven't heard of his, who studies mindfulness and addiction, which turn out to have actually quite a lot to do with each other, and meditation and mindfulness, which we'll kind of get into. So some experiments he did were wearing this training to the kind of gold standard, the kind of available treatment for people who are trying to give up smoking, and it found very impressive results. We found that this training had about 5 times the kind of successful quit rates of the previous gold treatment, which is in its early days for the research, and it wasn't like a massive study, but it was very, very promising results. And he's written a quite good about it. I think it's called The Craving Mind, but I should have looked this up. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure somebody will know. They can mention it in the chat. I can't see the chat right now, but so something he talks about, emphasizes how awareness, really, mindful awareness, can change one's relationship with the cravings that you kind of come up against in addiction. So how does awareness help you with addiction? One of the ways that he talks about a lot is, sorry, I'm just checking that. Suddenly had a worry that my microphone wasn't working. Oh, poor quality sound. Sound not good. Oh dear. That's not good. Is it silent, or is it just a bit choppy? No response. That's not good. Choppy. Okay.
You're choppy, Ollie.
Let me just see. What is it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I'll just see what I can do. Give me. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll turn my video off. Sorry about this. How's that? Is that any better? Okay, I'll be back in a minute and see if I can reduce my internet bandwidth. Sorry about this. I'm sure it's fixable.
Hi, Stefano.
All right. How's that?
Hi from Birmingham.
Is that any better? Testing,
yes, you
testing.
don't
1, 2, 3.
sound like you're echoing. You just need to say a few more words.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Sing happy birthday or something.
That's a terrible thing to put pressure on me to sing happy birthday live on YouTube. Is that sounding better? Okay, better. Good. Okay, great.
Ollie, sorry, are you recording?
I am recording. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is going on YouTube. Okay.
Just a question.
Yeah, sure.
What happened to the last week meeting? Did you record it and posted it on YouTube or not?
Yeah, I can't actually remember, Stefano. I'll get back to you about that later if that's okay.
Thank you very
That's okay, no worries.
I didn't find it. Seems like it was not uploaded.
Yeah. Now, if you hang around after the end, I can chat to you about it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Inevitable tech problems. So I'll just try and give a quick recap to what I was saying, in case some of it was inaudible. So, I was stealing some from Judd Brewer, who's a scientist, research into mindfulness for addiction, and I was just kind of getting into what the work he's done around how mindful awareness can help you can help you with addiction. So one way is that it can help you to notice the sort of unpleasant negative effects of whatever your addiction happens to be. So, for example, in the smoking example, which his study was into giving up smoking, a lot of people kind of reported, noticing the taste of smoke in their mouth, and it was unpleasant. And something very similar, you've probably noticed yourself, that happens on a lot of introductory mindfulness courses or kind of mindfulness retreats, is people will start noticing things that do start to cause them suffering. So a common one is watching the news. That a lot of people will kind of say, I didn't notice that I get very stressed or very angry or whatever it is when I watch the news. And it's very engaging, and you want to know what's happening. So there is a real, there can be a real sort of craving to watch it, which isn't fundamentally all that different from to addiction. But it can make you feel rubbish. It's very depressing a lot of the time. There's a comedian called John Mulaney, and he says that the news should just be called "What Went Wrong Today," and it's true. So a lot of people, when they start developing this mindful awareness, start noticing that they're getting stressed or angry or tense or whatever it is when they for example watch the news. There's lots of things that it could be. And they don't need to be watching necessarily, or at least they don't need to be quite as much as they are. And in more subtle ways as well. So if you have, say, a tendency to, it could be anything. Let's say if you have a tendency to ruminate on if you feel like you've been wronged or something like that, and kind of get yourself worked up over it, you could just like watching the news, you can notice that you don't actually need to be doing that as much, and engaging as it may be. And again, there's that kind of addictive kind of craving to do it, and it feels good in a way. It doesn't feel good necessarily, but it's very engaging, and there's a kind of sense that it's you want to do more of it, even though it's, when you start bringing awareness to it, notice that it does have this very unpleasant kind of quality of, anger doesn't feel good, kind of anxiety doesn't feel good. And so you can, when you start noticing that, you can kind of just switch your sort of mental TV channel, as it were, to something else, and kind of choose not to engage with those thoughts as much when they arise. And that it's just more pleasant when you aren't getting caught up in those kinds of cravings. So something that Judd Brewer talks about is kind of feeling open versus feeling closed. So if you're feeling that craving to smoke, or if you're getting worried watching the news, or getting caught up in angry thoughts, or ruminating over something, does that feel open or closed? It feels closed, right? And then when you're feeling, kind of the opposite, if you're feeling happy, you're relaxed and content, does that feel open, or does it feel closed? Open. So it could be a kind of useful sort of mental check Am I feeling open or closed? And then if you are feeling closed, if you're feeling sort of contracted, something Jed Brewer talks about a lot is curiosity as a way of, you can't be, there's only so much you can be caught up in craving if you get curious about what that craving feels like. If you get curious about it, you kind of automatically open to it, and then you're not so sort of lost in it, as it were. And similarly, if there's, if you're uncomfortable, or if you're in pain, or if there's a lot of unpleasant sensations going on, if you get curious with it, again, you can't get too caught up in sort of pushing it away. So curiosity, it's hard to say. It's not hard to say. Curiosity is this curious awareness. It can be a very sort of helpful guide if you're feeling closed down, just to kind of keep in mind. So with that as a theme, we're going to be doing a curious open heart meditation. So yeah, if you want to find a posture that you can happily meditate in for just under 20 minutes. So you can sit or lie or walk around, stand up. So just settling into your posture. You might want to take a couple of deep breaths. And just allowing your body to relax into gravity. And feeling the breath in the body. Noticing how it moves. Moving your belly, the sides and your back of the body. The chest and the shoulders. You may be able to feel some slight swell in your arms, maybe in your pelvis. And just getting a sense of the whole body kind of being massaged by the breath. Just noticing what sensations are pleasant. Noticing, how do you know that you're breathing? So now just opening your awareness and noticing whether there's any pain any discomfort, any unpleasant sensations in the body, and seeing if you can bring this openness, this sense of curiosity to those sensations. You could just drop this question of, what is this actually like? So you don't need to do anything, don't need to change them. Just bringing this open, kind, curious awareness to these sensations of discomfort. And bringing this kind of natural kindness that you would have if it was a loved one who was feeling this discomfort. And now, again, opening out awareness and noticing any pleasant sensations. So these might be quite obvious sensations like warmth or softness. And maybe there's a feeling of quietude or peace. But they may be very subtle as well, like the tingle of the in-breath in the nostrils, feeling of pressure in the feet. And just again, bringing the same open, curious awareness to these pleasant sensations. So you don't need to manufacture them if they're not already there. Just holding space for any pleasant sensations that arise. And again, with this same curiosity, what is this like? Like a biologist who's discovered some new species. You've discovered these new sensations. Nobody's ever had these sensations before. So now, opening out awareness again, and this time just to include anything that arises, any sensations that are present, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant. And feeling the sensations of the breath as well in the background as an anchor for attention. But anything that arises, holding it with this curiosity and kindness. Noticing how quickly sensations change, they're always flowing. Whether they're pleasant or unpleasant, big or small, you can never hold on to them for very long. Opening, allowing. And opening up awareness to the sounds around you. You can give your fingers and toes a bit of a wiggle if you want. And in your own time, opening your eyes, you can have a stretch. And seeing if you can get a sense of that quality of curiosity and openness, and seeing if that can just continue like a bell that's been rung after the meditation ends. So that's 7:30. So thanks everybody for coming. Apologies again for the audio problems at the beginning. It worked out quite well for me being camera shy, but yeah. So Vidyamal will be back next week, and yes, wish you all the best. Have a good week. Hope to see you next time. And oh yes, and Stefano, if you wanted to hang around, I can speak to you afterwards.